Now on CoastTV News.
The wind project near Ocean City is a go, but the pushback is still blowing in.
New school, old school. In 2025, Milford Middle will be one and the same after some major renovations.
Can you hear me now? Bad cell service in Ocean Pines is a hazard. The police department is worried about it, but a fix could be on the way.
And how to help after Helene. Worcester County now has a program set up to send much needed medical supplies and food to the ravaged regions hit hard by that hurricane.
Well, we're not concerned about a hurricane, but we do have some very gusty winds with small craft advisories expected to continue the breezy beach conditions we've been dealing with. More on your forecast and updated advisories coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
The fight over wind power goes online for an Ocean City virtual meeting. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DiRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight in Ocean City with a virtual meeting over a wind project that was open for public comment.
The Bureau for Ocean and Energy Management getting an earful Wednesday night as locals took time to log on and air out their grievances surrounding a green energy project.
And as Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, the passion over offshore wind is not dying down.
Even more wind turbines could be coming to Ocean City, but those who live in the area are trying to prevent it. A project to add over 100 turbines 11 miles from shore was already approved in early September. Now another project that would sit just 3 miles off the coast is under consideration. Some people are not happy about that, and Wednesday, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management gave them an opportunity to be heard. Lynn and Paul Ott live in Ocean City and say it might turn tourists away.
A lot of people come in here during the summer months, and it's good for the businesses, it's good for the tourists. But if they have to look at these things, they may not, or they may think twice to come here for their summer vacation.
Charles Fowler doesn't see it that way, though. He owns property in Ocean City and once had a business in the town. He thinks these complaints are too much to do about nothing.
No, I can't see why anybody's upset about it. You hardly see them if you could see them. Some people are worried it's going to affect the environment, the sea environment, and it's so big I can't believe that's going to do it either.
While opinions over offshore wind are mixed, the pushback has been loud, and at least on Wednesday, the grand majority of the 180 people who joined the Zoom meeting want their beach views clear and their opinions heard.
People are still concerned that they're going to be able to see these turbines, whether they're up at a high altitude or down low on the beach. For that and many other reasons, the people are just not happy. In Ocean City, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
We're going to go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewis now, and our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams joins us with a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Christina. And we're starting to see the skies part just a little bit for us. The weekend cold front beginning to approach us. Now, that's part of the big story of our weather forecast for the next couple of days, and we'll get to that in detail in just a moment. Right now, our Bay Health camera in Dover reflecting that we have scattered cloud cover and 64 degrees, and we'll drop down to 59 by 3 o'clock this morning with clearing skies. So the clear skies and the light winds will help make it feel cooler. We still have active coastal flood advisories for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico until Thursday morning. And then Thursday, we still have the coastal flood advisory in effect for Sussex as well. Now, coming up, we'll talk more about the chances of any rain in the forecast and why it's so low. Charlie?
Thank you, Paul. New at 11, Special Counsel Jack Smith has released a filing detailing never-before-seen evidence against Donald Trump in his federal election interference case. The 165-page redacted brief was unsealed with permission from Judge Tanya Chutkan and lays out new details of Trump's attempt to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Prosecutors arguing in the filing that the former president was fundamentally acting as a private candidate for office and not as president of the United States. Smith's team also argues in the filing that Trump, quote, resorted to crimes to try to stay in office, unquote, that after his loss. Trump campaign spokesperson Steve Chung released a statement calling the filing, quote, falsehood-ridden, and tied its release to the vice presidential debate.
The Milford Middle School that sat empty for over a decade is now less than a year away from reopening. The middle school is being restored while the original historic structure of the building remains. The construction is expected to be complete in the summer of 2025 and would be ready to hold classes again in August of 2025. The school will be for about 800 to 900 5th and 6th graders and will help the overcrowding problem in other Milford schools.
So we do have a plan for that, a redistricting plan for when that building opens that will help create space in all of our schools from kindergarten through grade 8, allowing us to plan ahead proactively for the future growth that we're seeing throughout our community.
And another bonus, the entire building is being done without taxes raised for those in the school district.
Do you got one of these? We all use cell phones every day, but when that signal disappears, it's not just frustrating, it can be a safety hazard. And that's been a problem in Ocean Pines. The Ocean Pines police looking for ways to solve the problem. As of right now, the closest cell tower to Ocean Pines is off Route 90 and coverage just isn't good enough.
What I experienced and what others experienced were drop calls, unable to get a signal, looking down on your phone, seeing either SOS only or no signal, even when you were outside at times.
The police department tells us they have talked with Worcester County officials and Verizon to try to find a solution. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, how would you rate your cell service? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier tonight.
Well, so far it looks like most of you say you have poor cell service. 41% saying poor service and 38% saying good service. 17 saying excellent and just a few saying non-existent.
You know, we've had this bell curve kind of going the whole day, though, where a big chunk, it's either good or poor, and the extremes are kind of lopped off. You can go be a part of this. Go vote at coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. We'll have updated results online.
In Dewey Beach, the town is considering changes to its building code to better protect against flooding. Currently, new buildings have to be built 1 foot higher than FEMA's predicted flood level, but Dewey officials have spent the past year looking into raising that requirement to 3 feet. If this change goes through, it would only affect new buildings and major renovations. According to the town, it could help reduce flood risks, lower insurance costs, and even increase property values. The town council is expected to vote on the ordinance at their next meeting, October 18th. Now to the tragic situation that continues to unfold in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
Some of the most severe damage from the system is in the mountains of North Carolina, more than 600 miles from the Category 4 storm that crossed the western coast of Florida.
Jay Gray was in Florida at landfall and has followed the path of destruction into the Blue Ridge Mountains. He's has the report.
From the air, President Biden gets a first-hand look at the devastation across the Carolinas. Communities left in ruins, debris and destruction that stretches for miles. On the ground, recovery teams and survivors can only focus on the task directly in front of them, work that often seems overwhelming.
We have urgent need to bring supplies to people who are in desperate need of drinking water and food and other household needs.
In some communities, airdrops are the only way to get those supplies in. In other areas, FEMA teams and 1,000 active duty soldiers just deployed from Fort Bragg are now walking washed out trails to help families trapped in the mountains.
To help those locals with that last mile and start to walk around into the more remote areas and deliver it to them.
Areas where many still can't come to terms with what Helene left behind.
We have no heat. We can't wash our dishes. We have no phones. We can't call our people. Nothing. We have nothing.
Residents battered, but far from broken.
Resilient, and I see it. We've seen it already quite a bit. People banding together, just willing to help out, just any way that we can.
A bond they'll need to lean on for a long time here. Jay Gray, NBC News, Vilas, North Carolina.
Many of these remote communities don't have power, they don't have clean water, no cell service, as you heard there, and no indication of when any of that may be restored.
And on Tuesday, we provided information about where you can take donations for hurricane victims here in Sussex County. That's still available at CoastTV.com, but Worcester County residents now have an option as well. From now through Friday, October 4th, you can drop off donations at the Worcester County Government Center, Worcester County Recreation Center, and branch libraries in Berlin, Ocean Pines, and Snow Hill. They're asking for medical supplies, diapers, wipes, food, drinks, shakes, even pet food.
And we have more news coming your way still this evening.
Up next, toilet paper panic. Port strikes are sparking a TP rush, but should you really worry?
And mobile medical help. A new bus run by Lared will be able to get care to those who need it out in the community.
And here's a look at the forecast for the Bay communities of Cambridge as well as Crisfield. Temperature from 76 to 79, and we're going to stay in the mid-70s in Crisfield with partly cloudy skies. Your full forecast coming up in just 60 seconds.
This is my legacy.
The Camry legacy is earned through decades of continuous improvement. For timeless cars and lasting memories. Right now, buy a Camry with 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these, together we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
Listen, we're going to start to enjoy a little more in the way of sunshine, but we still have this lingering concern for coastal flood advisories. We're going to update you on the latest upgrades or updates of those advisories. First of all, Tyndall's Casual Furniture in Ocean City, point of view. Very calm conditions along the waterfront, so that's a good sign for us. Winds are only at about 3 to 6 miles per hour and 66 degrees. Now, we'll drop down to 62 under mostly clear skies as the winds continue to calm. That's going to help the temperature to drop a little bit for us. Now, we actually only had a high of 72 degrees for today, about 2 degrees away from the norm for this time of the year. We are currently settling into the 60s just about everywhere. 63 in Delmar, 64 in Millsboro, Milton, and we're looking at 66 right now in Lewis. Winds have been pushing out of the northeast, but they've died down a bit with our gusts. Earlier, the gusts were up to like 25 to even 30. Now they've died down to about 16 for the Indian River Inlet, and that's the most impressive wind gust that we have measured at this time. But here's a look at that lingering coastal flood situation. If you're living near a large body of water, it really affects you, and watching out for about 6 inches, maybe almost a foot of possible flooding in those areas right next to the water. Now that's in Sussex County until 12 midnight. And until 8 o'clock for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. That would include like Cambridge, Nanticoke, Salisbury, Westover, and all the way down towards Crisfield. And this dips all the way down to the most southern portions of our Delmarva Peninsula, including Cape Charles, actually. And that's going to be a concern. Coastal flooding, once again, down in Cape Charles until 2 o'clock. Now, we also have some riptide concerns. That's really primarily around Ocean City down towards Gulf Club shores. And we have gusty winds along the entire mid-Atlantic region, bracing for like 25 to almost 30 mile per hour winds. They're not so active now, but they're going to pick up as the sun comes up. As far as precipitation is concerned, lackluster at best. We have a cold front that's pushing through. It's relatively inert, or pretty much, think of it as a lazy cold front that doesn't even have enough self-confidence and gumption to even create a decent shower, okay? So let's just call it. It's just a lazy front, and and it's probably still living in its parents' house. Yeah, let's call it that. So anyway, take a look at our bonfire forecast. And pretty good conditions if you want a bonfire activity. We're going to be cool enough to enjoy it, but not cold enough where you're going to need it. Tomorrow, highs are going to be a little bit warmer. 77 to 75, the range in Sussex County. Will stay at about 77 for Cambridge, Vienna, Federalsburg, by the way, too. And between 73 for Ocean City, but 77 over towards Salisbury. You see, we start off with a good deal of sunshine for us on Thursday afternoon, and then we're going to stay with the sunshine really going into, let's say, Friday. So even as we go up along the whole coast, as we come to a close here, you'll notice that we're staying well into the 70s, but we have no threat of rain in the forecast. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thanks, Paul. Healthcare on the Red Healthcare Center has added a mobile health unit that will provide primary care services across Sussex County. CoastTV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman takes us inside the bus and shows us what it means to the staff.
After about a year of preparation, La Red Health Center's mobile health unit is now on the road. For Marta Valero, a family nurse practitioner with the mobile unit, it's rewarding to be part of this initiative.
Most of the time the patients we schedule their appointments, they're not coming because of the transportation problems. So if we go to them, they will be able to access to the services, get their medications, and be healthier.
Physical exams, COVID tests, vaccinations, urine tests, and pap smears are just some of the services offered at this office on wheels.
It's not only the number of patients, but it's actually the type of services that we are able to bring in and have them out in the community, meaning the mobile health unit. So we're trying really hard to listen to our community and listen to the patients and increase our services, right, and the locations depending on what we hear from the community.
This new mobile health unit welcomes new and existing patients. They take walk-ins and appointments.
My goal with this mobile unit is to reach all the population that need us. I mean, it's just, it doesn't matter if the patient, their economical status, it doesn't matter if the patients have no insurance or they have insurance, it doesn't matter to me. What it matters is to reach the population that need us.
Meeting people where they are so they get the care they need. La Red Health Center hopes to see between 15 and 20 patients at every event with their new mobile health unit. In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, CoastTV News.
Still to come, bank error, login issues, and missing balances for Bank of America users.
And next, terms and conditions, how the fine print may keep one couple from following through on a lawsuit after getting hit during an Uber ride.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
Flu season brings the constant caroling of sneezing, sniffling, and whining children. 30% of people infected with influenza do not know it, making it easy to infect others, especially young children. Your best shot? A flu vaccination for yourself and those you love. Your Dachshund offers flu shots 7 days a week, no appointment needed. Flu shots for veterans are always free. Get your flu shot today.
Your Dachshund, in partnership with Tidal Health.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your home's comfort with Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. Now, through November 30th, get up to $1,700 with Carrier's Cool Cash Instant Rebate on qualifying systems. That's right, big savings on a brand new energy-efficient heating system. You may also be eligible for a federal tax credit up to $2,000 with a qualified system. Get it done now and stay warm all winter long. Call Coastal Comfort or visit coastalcomfort.com, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Terms and conditions strike yet again. A court is blocking a New Jersey couple from suing Uber after a severe accident. And listen to the details. John and Georgia McGinty suffered what they say were, quote, serious physical, psychological, and financial damages after their driver ran a red light and got hit by another car in 2022. Now, the couple tried taking Uber to court for a jury trial, but an appellate court says they can't because they accepted the company's terms and conditions, which requires arbitration. The McGinty's say they are heartbroken, but will likely petition the New Jersey Supreme Court.
We have a lot of these out here, so listen up. More than 150,000 Jeep hybrid models are being recalled due to a battery issue that can cause fires. Jeep's parent company, Stellantis, says the recall includes certain Jeep Wrangler and Jeep Cherokee plug-in models from the years 2022 through 2024. The defect is caused by manufacturing batteries that can ignite. Owners have been warned to park outside and to avoid charging their batteries until the issue is resolved. 13 fires have been reported so far.
A run on toilet paper is making it feel like 2020 all over again. Social media reports show people are panic buying toilet paper in response to Tuesday's major port strike, leading to shortages in stores across the U.S. But it's all unnecessary. That's because the strike at ports from Maine to Texas will have absolutely zero impact on the TP supply. The overwhelming majority of U.S. toilet paper comes from domestic factories, and most of the rest comes from Canada and Mexico. So that means it will likely arrive by rail or truck, not ship. So there's no need to reenact the pandemic bum rush to stockpile TP over shortage fears.
That is tremendous advice. Is your cash okay? Bank of America customers reported problems accessing their online bank accounts Wednesday. Some customers say they're unable to log into their account, while others say their accounts show zero balance despite having money in the bank. According to Down Detector, which collects data on outages, the peak of the reports happened in the early afternoon. Bank of America has not commented on the reports. Still to come, the Orioles try to avoid elimination at home. Highlights and reaction from Game 2 in the AL Wild Card Series coming up ahead.
And in our Health Minute, it's dangerous for the young kids. The virus called RSV. What's being done to try and protect little ones?
And here's a look at your golf forecast as you're, well, not teeing it up, but lining up your putt. I say conditions will be pretty fair for you. We're looking for partly cloudy skies and 72 degrees, so enjoy yourself.
We salute Justin Givens. Justin Givens serves as a 911 operator and trainer at the Sussex County Emergency Operations Center, carrying on a proud family tradition in emergency services. His family's roots run deep in the community, with his father and brother having served in the Laurel Fire Department and his mother as an ambulance associate. When he's not guiding emergency responses or mentoring new operators, Justin enjoys music, golfing, and boating. We salute Justin for his dedication to public safety and his ongoing commitment to serving and protecting his community.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Delmarva's Rock Station, 93.5, The Beach.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
Be charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Treasures is sure to be just that, a treasure, offering beautiful jewelry, exquisite home decor, and perfect gift ideas too.
Hey, it's 7 a.m. I gotta get my caffeine fix. Cup of joe, high octane rocket fuel, Java lava, liquid gold, and a sticky bun.
Lewis Gifts has something for everyone, from unique home decor, gourmet food, bath and body, kitchen accessories, and gift ideas galore.
Lots to do and see
In Lewis. At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
It's a prosecutor's job to help keep families safe, and as state's attorney, I did so without apology because I believe anyone who commits a heinous crime or anyone who harms a child must be held accountable. I worked with law enforcement and cut violent crime by 50%, and as county executive made investments to recruit and train more officers. I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I'm running for Senate because I never back down from tough jobs. That's why I approve this message.
Some people will stop at nothing to get your stuff. Get solid security and protect yourself from theft, fire, and accidents with American-made Rhino at Southern States in Milford. Experience peace of mind with financing available when you buy local from the only Rhino dealer on Delmarva. They'll deliver and set it up for you too. Ask about Rhino's Thank You for Your Service rebate program. Protect your stuff with Rhino. Everything else is just storage. Securing Delmarva one safe at a time. Southern States of Milford.
The Frankfort Volunteer Fire Company is mourning the loss of a longtime member tonight. Robert Murray Sr. passed away on Tuesday, according to the department. Murray was a dedicated member for 32 years, serving in various roles, including president, engineer, and treasurer for the past 20 years. Services will be held Monday, October 7th at Melson's Funeral Home in Frankfort.
Well, it's the leading cause of hospitalizations for infants and a major risk for older children, too. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, can be dangerous, even life-threatening for those who are most vulnerable. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on RSV and how to protect children this virus season.
It doesn't typically peak until winter, but respiratory virus season has started in the U.S.
I'm already starting to see an uptick in RSV cases.
Immunologist Dr. Juanita Mora says some of the children who are most vulnerable to severe RSV are children with pre-existing health conditions and young infants.
Because of immature lungs, and they're not able to get rid of all that phlegm or blow their noses.
Up to 80,000 children younger than 5 are estimated to be sent to the hospital every year for RSV, according to the CDC. Symptoms include a runny nose, congestion, decreased appetite, coughing, sneezing, fever, and wheezing.
We're hoping that by protecting the babies, we'll actually be able to see a milder season for RSV for the young ones especially.
Mora says the best protection is through RSV vaccination. It's recommended for all pregnant people between 32 and 36 weeks of pregnancy. An RSV antibody is also advised for all infants whose mother did not receive the RSV vaccine during pregnancy, and some children ages 8 through 19 months at increased risk for severe illness.
And we found it to be 77% effective in decreasing emergency department visits in babies, 80% effective in preventing overall symptoms of severe RSV, and 98% effective in decreasing hospitalization in these babies.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The RSV vaccine is also recommended for adults between the ages of 60 and 74 who are at risk of increased risk of severe RSV, and it's recommended for everyone 75 and older. Moving now to sports, the Orioles tried to keep their postseason alive tonight against the Royals. DSN's Tim Nolan was in Camden Yards to break down Game 2.
Orioles fans, it wasn't supposed to end like this, with Kansas City celebrating after a 2-1 win in Game 2 to end Baltimore's season with another winless trip to the playoffs. And similar to last night, the Orioles simply lacked the big hit, leaving 16 men on base total in Games 1 and 2 combined. Now, manager Brandon Hyde says, unlike last year, this one stings a little bit more than Texas and the ALDS because of just how close both games were.
Yeah, this hurt just because we had opportunities to win both games. And last year, Game 1 opportunity didn't win, but then the next two kind of got out of hand. And
this year you felt like these were 2 winnable games.
For the second night in a row, it was Bobby Witt Jr. with the big hit, an RBI single in the 6th to put Kansas City ahead for good, 2-1. The Orioles mustered just 6 hits in the loss. Afterwards, Ryan Mountcastle said it's a tough pill to swallow, given how abruptly this season ended.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to their pitching staff. They got a really good staff over there, and like you said, it's tough. Unfortunate that couldn't string together some timely hits, but yeah, it's just the nature of the game.
Baltimore has now dropped 10 postseason games in a row, dating back to a sweep at the hands of the Royals in the 2014 playoffs. Kansas City advances to go play the Yankees in the ALDS, with that first game in the Bronx coming up on Saturday. Reporting one final time this year from Camden Yards, Tim Nolan, DSN.
Tough loss there, gang. It's hard to believe, but the holiday season is going to be here before we know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations, we do our best to make sure every child has a present to open Christmas morning. We do that by supporting charities that handpick families in need. We are accepting funding applications from those nonprofits through October 18th. We'll be right back.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to.
Angela Also Brooks took tax deductions she did not qualify for.
Also Brooks improperly took advantage of tax breaks she did not qualify for.
Also Brooks claimed a homestead tax break for a townhouse she rented.
Also Brooks is accused of improperly claiming senior citizens tax breaks.
She used multiple methods which she was not qualified for to save thousands of dollars.
No, I don't believe I'm above the law.
Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The most incredible shopping on the beach, Blooming Boutique. Fashion, jewelry, and accessories as cool as an ocean breeze. You'll love this place. We put a smile on your face. You'll love this place. It's Blooming Boutique.
Blooming Boutique, carrying transitional and resort wear all year long. 4 convenient locations, 2 in downtown Lewis, Long Neck and Milford, and bloomingboutique.com.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Preston Ford would like to express our gratitude to the individuals in our community who dedicate their life to serving, helping others, and making our world a safer and better place. We want to take a moment to thank our amazing first responders who put their lives at risk every day to keep us safe. We admire your bravery and selflessness. We appreciate your commitment and sacrifices. We believe those who go above and beyond deserve to be recognized. Thank you for all that you do.
With just over a month until Election Day, a giant swath of farmland in Kentucky has been turned into a corn maze with the faces of candidates Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. It's a very normal thing to do. This is the Amazing Farms 2024 corn maze, and it has the phrase "Vote 2024" etched between the candidates' faces. The maze has 3 different levels: child, intermediate, and expert. A co-owner of the farm in Western Kentucky says there was no intention of endorsing either candidate, but rather promoting the democratic freedom of voting itself.
That is absolutely amazing. Wow. Okay. Irish Eyes, where temperatures will be in the 60s. We have coastal flood advisories around the peninsula, and we're concerned about small craft advisory staying active. Be mindful of that. Our umbrella winner is Dimitrios Apostolidis of Millsboro. Didn't think I could pronounce that, but I got it. By the way, tune into your forecast by calling our weather line. And here's a look at your extended 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you guys for joining us tonight here on Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's coming up next.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.